Hey everybody, what's going on, and welcome to Guns N' Roses Central, your number one stop for all things related to Guns N' Roses. So we're back with another episode of Guns N' Roses True Story, and the song we're talking about today is from the album Chinese Democracy. So the song we're going to be discussing is If the World. So it's track number 5 on the album, and it was written by Axl Rose and Chris Rock and Roll Pittman. So the song was played live for the first time on December 11th, 2009 in Taiwan, and since that time it's been played a total of 28 times live. They've never played the song live though as part of the Not in This Lifetime tour. Now the song has guitarist Buckethead using a flamenco guitar on the track and is described as having an electronic funk slither and neo-soul characteristics as well as nu metal and trip-hop styles. Now, the song was actually released a couple months before Chinese Democracy actually came out. So there was a Leonardo DiCaprio movie called Body of Lies that came out in 2008. And the song was actually licensed to the movie and it played during the end credits. Now, one thing that was strange was that even though the song was licensed to be in the film, it was not included on the film's soundtrack. Now, the actual song was leaked earlier in 2008, so it wasn't a new song that fans hadn't heard before. There had been a version that had leaked earlier in the year. So the movie Body of Lies is a thriller and drama that features Leonardo DiCaprio and Russell Crowe. So in the movie, Leonardo DiCaprio plays a CIA agent who's trying to capture a terrorist named El Salim. So with the help of Russell Crowe, who is the master of subterfuge, Leonardo DiCaprio creates a fake terrorist organization to prompt El Salim out of hiding. So Body of Lies has a 55% rating from Rotten Tomatoes, and the film actually had $141 million gross at the box office with a budget of $68 million. So it was released on October 10th, 2008, almost a month before Chinese Democracy came out. So the leak came via antiquiet.com. It was a little known American rock website. So a poster named Squirrel made 9 songs available without explaining their source. He said, "I always said that the more that Axl and Geffen jerked around trying to figure out how to release this finally finished album that we've been waiting for over 13 years, the greater the chances would be that it would slip out of a pressing plant or an office somewhere and wind up in the hands of some asshole with a blog Squirrel wrote. So hey, I told you so." So the songs were removed hours later with a note that "we got a call from Guns N' Roses." So Billboard reported that Anti-Quiet received a cease and desist letter from Axl Rose's lawyers, but the songs of course had more than enough time to get on file sharing and torrent sites as well as YouTube. So of the 9 songs, only 3, including Riyadh and the Bedouins, If the World, and a track with an unknown title, had not previously leaked, but all appeared more polished. Now you guys are maybe wondering, what happened to Squirrel? Was he arrested? So in August of 2008, the FBI arrested Squirrel for pre-releasing copyrighted materials. So the guy's real name was Kevin Kogel, and according to TechDirt, Kogel's arrest unintentionally resulted in a large boost in illegal downloads of the album. They also revealed that Universal showed Best Buy search engine traffic results shortly after this case to capitalize on the interest and help them with the distribution deal. So in November, Squirrel agreed to plead guilty to a federal count of copyright infringement, which was later brought down to a misdemeanor. So in the end, in 2014, Kogel revealed that he could not be charged for pre-releasing copyrighted material because the court could not prove that the album was being prepared for commercial distribution, stating that the U.S. government would have to prove in court that Chinese Democracy was really coming, and no one, including the label, had informed the government that these songs had been lying around for 14 years, only that they had cost $12 million. So some of the band members have talked about the song. So Chris Rock and Roll Pittman said that the track was particularly good to work on. It was a track that was recorded quickly. We did it very quickly, and it felt right to put it in that movie, referring to Body of Lies. He also talked about the meaning behind the song. He said it's about environmental decay in its futuristic context. We also had Tommy Stinson talk a bit about the song as well. So talking about his favorite songs off Chinese Democracy to play live, he said If the World is another one. It doesn't have a lot of bass. It's mostly whole notes. We've had to work on the arrangement to make it work with a live band, but I think it'll be one that'll be a lot of fun to play live. Now, several years after the song actually came out, Bumblefoot did an interview in 2013, and he talked a bit about If the World. He thought it would be pretty amazing to have Chris Cornell and Axl Rose sing on the song. He said, "Yeah, that'd be pretty amazing. I'm thinking of all the different songs that could match his voice," referring to Chris Cornell. "You know what's actually popping in my head is If the World. I could hear Cornell singing that one, and it's sounding like a match to his voice," referring to Axl. So the song was actually nominated for an award because it was actually licensed to the film Body of Lies. So the song If the World was nominated for Best Original Song at the 13th Satellite Awards. However, it lost to Another Way to Die, which was featured in the James Bond film Quantum of Solace, and that featured Jack White and Alicia Keys. The song was also released on Rock Band 2 as downloadable content in April of 2009, so the entire album Chinese Democracy was actually released for the game. The only song that wasn't released as DLC was Shackler's Revenge, which actually appeared on disc for Rock Band 2. Now, because the song appeared in Rock Band 2, one thing that the game Rock Band and Guitar Hero always used were the master recordings, so they would separate out the stems for vocals and drums and guitar and the other instruments, so you could technically isolate a certain instrument or Axl's vocal track. So this led one fan to actually create a fan video. So he took the vocal track from If the World and combined it with the Velvet Revolver song Slither for a really interesting mashup. So I've linked to that mashup down below for you guys to go check out. And now that Guns N' Roses are back together, maybe this mashup could actually become a reality if they ever played these two songs together in concert. Now let's look at where the song ranks on the best to worst Guns N' Roses song list. So Spin.com ranked it 50th out of 80 or so songs. They said despite having a hit covering one of those damn things, nobody would ever shortlist Guns N' Roses for a potential Bond theme. They would be sexy, dangerous, and sweeping, but rarely all three at the same time, and never in a way vague enough to be equally applicable to the debonair British spy and a manacled displaced hayseed. If the World was probably as close as they came, with a slinking groove halfway between Moon Safari and Come Undone. Axl's hypnotizing. If the world would end today, then the dreams would have all just slipped away. Might too fantastic for Bond, but certainly beautiful and blustery enough. Medium.com ranked it a little bit lower on their list. They ranked it as 71st. They said you only need to listen to the first 30 seconds of the song to see how far GNR, while Axl veered from the early days of GNR Lies to Chinese Democracy. You've got a samba-esque beat, a Middle Eastern-influenced sitar line, a synth orchestra, and your standard Western rock bass line all layered atop one another. Throw in industrial guitar lines, Billy Joel-esque piano arpeggios, squealing Axl, and a transistor radio Axl, and you've got an awful lot of flash and dazzle piled atop one another, ambling, mid-tempo Chinese Democracy song that doesn't really have the heft to warrant so much attention. So this does it for the Guns N' Roses true story for If the World from Chinese Democracy. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Let me know what your thoughts are on the song. Where does it rank for you? Is it one of your favorite songs off Chinese Democracy, or is it one of your least favorite songs? Let me know in the comments section, and be sure to like this video if you enjoyed the true story episode, and please subscribe if you love Guns N' Roses as much as I do and you want to see more videos just like this. You guys can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and you can also go support my channel on Patreon so I can make more videos just like this. The links to all that good stuff is in the description box down below. Thanks for watching, and have yourself a good one.